The music industry just witnessed one of the most shocking reversals in recent history. And what happened next will completely change how you view celebrity feuds forever. If you want to stay updated on all the hottest entertainment drama, make sure to subscribe because we're diving deep into stories that matter. For years, Selena Gomez and Justin Bieber have been at the center of public fascination, not just for their on-again, off-again romance, but for their careers' controversies and the passionate fandoms that follow their every move. But nothing could have prepared the world for the latest chapter in their story, a chapter that rewrites the rules of the celebrity feud and exposes the truth behind the numbers. When Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco dropped their much-anticipated collaborative album, I Said I Love You. First, earlier this year, the reaction was explosive, but not for the reasons anyone expected. Critics pounced, social media went into overdrive, and what began as a standard new release quickly spiraled into a viral spectacle. People didn't just question the music. They questioned Selena's entire career. The backlash was swift and merciless. On Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and every imaginable platform, memes and jokes about Selena's supposed irrelevance went viral. The album was painted as a disaster before it had even found its footing. Benny Blanco, a respected producer, found his choices endlessly scrutinized. Comment after comment declared the project dead on arrival, and some even called for Selena to hang up her microphone for good. Meanwhile, Justin Bieber's fans, known worldwide for their loyalty and power, were celebrating. Bieber himself was on the cusp of releasing new music, and expectations couldn't have been higher. With his every move analyzed and anticipated, it seemed inevitable that he would crush the charts and cement his place as pop royalty, leaving Selena's flop in the dust. But then, something remarkable happened. Amid the frenzy of social media and the endless cycle of hot takes, one crucial detail was overlooked: the real sales numbers. While critics obsessed over streaming figures and chart placements, they failed to notice the metric that truly determines a record's impact in the modern music landscape: pure album sales. When the dust settled and the official numbers were released, the music world was stunned. Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco's I Said I Love You first debuted with a jaw-dropping 120,000 album equivalent units in its first week in the US alone. But the most shocking statistic wasn't the total, it was the breakdown. Selena's album moved a staggering 71,000 pure album copies in its first week. For the uninitiated, pure sales means physical CDs, vinyl, and digital purchases, not streams. In an age dominated by Spotify playlists and TikTok virality, those numbers are almost unheard of. It was her strongest first-week performance in years, and Justin Bieber, his newest release, despite the feverish hype, sold only 6,000 pure album copies. During the same period, suddenly the narrative flipped overnight. The same critics who had spent weeks ridiculing Selena's flop now faced a harsh new reality, one where their idol came up short, and the underdog they had mocked had delivered one of the year's most impressive commercial performances. The hypocrisy was impossible to ignore. How could 71,000 sales be considered a failure for Selena, but 6,000 somehow acceptable for Justin? Memes vanished, posts were deleted, and the digital battleground fell silent as fans and critics alike struggled to process the truth. This wasn't just another round in the Gomez-Bieber saga. It was a wake-up call for the entire industry and everyone who follows it. For too long, success has been measured by fleeting digital metrics, streaming counts, trending hashtags, viral moments. But as Selena's performance proved, those numbers can be deceiving. Physical album sales require real commitment. They're a testament to fan loyalty, to the power of connection, and to the value of tangible art in a disposable digital world. Selena's 71,000 pure sales didn't just silence her critics, they revealed the depth of her relationship with her audience. What makes this reversal even more remarkable is Selena's response. She could have gloated. She could have fired back at the critics who called for her retirement, or at the Bieber fans who celebrated her supposed downfall. Instead, she stayed focused, professional, and gracious. While the world argued about numbers, Selena was already moving forward, working on new music, engaging with fans, and continuing her advocacy for mental health and self-love. Her silence in the face of negativity spoke louder than any tweet ever could. Music executives took note. The gap between public perception and reality was impossible to ignore. How could an album dismissed as a failure outsell one from a global superstar by such a wide margin? Analysts began to reconsider how they measure success. Maybe streams weren't the only thing that mattered. Maybe, just maybe, the old-school metrics still had power. Some labels even began to rethink their approach to marketing, allocating more resources to physical releases and collector's editions, realizing that there's still a massive audience willing to invest in music they love. The industry remembered that behind every sale is a fan making a conscious choice, a choice that can't be faked or inflated by bots or algorithms. Selena and Justin have always been more than just musicians. They're cultural icons, symbols of hope and heartbreak, resilience and reinvention. Their personal history, public, painful, and endlessly speculated upon, only adds fuel to the fire. But this sales drama wasn't just about two celebrities. It was about what we value as fans, as consumers, and as a culture. Are we content to let viral moments define success, or do we care about genuine connection and lasting impact? Selena's victory wasn't just a win for her, it was a win for every artist whose work is overshadowed by negativity, for every fan who feels dismissed by the mainstream, and for everyone who believes that authenticity matters. What happened with these album sales isn't just a fluke. It's a lesson in patience, authenticity, and the danger of jumping to conclusions. The digital age moves fast, and the temptation to judge before all the facts are in is almost irresistible. But as Selena's experience proves, the truth eventually comes out, and it often looks nothing like what the critics predicted. This episode also highlights the power of fan investment. Social media hype is fleeting, but a fan willing to buy an album is invested for the long haul. That kind of loyalty can't be manufactured, it has to be earned. And Selena Gomez has spent years building those relationships. The gap between streaming and physical sales isn't just a curiosity, it's a sign of bigger changes in how people consume music. For some artists, massive streaming numbers are a sign of broad, casual appeal. For others, strong physical sales mean a dedicated core audience that shows up year after year. Selena's win in pure sales doesn't mean streaming isn't important. But it does mean that in the race for relevance, those who invest in their fans, the ones who create music, people want to own, not just hear, will always have the upper hand. Perhaps the most important lesson is about celebrity culture itself. The rush to write off Selena Gomez wasn't just about her music, it was about a broader tendency to tear down artists, especially women, when they don't fit the narrative we expect. The glee with which people celebrated her supposed failure reveals more about the critics than about Selena herself. Her comeback, fueled not by a PR stunt, but by the simple truth of the numbers, is a reminder that authenticity and hard work still matter. Sometimes, the best revenge is living well and selling 71,000 albums in a week. Will this sales drama change how Selena and Justin approach their careers? Almost certainly. For Selena, the message is clear. Her audience is real, loyal, and invested. Expect future releases to lean even more into what her fans love: meaningful music, honest storytelling, and the kind of connection that transcends trends. For Justin, the challenge is different. He remains a superstar, but the days of effortless chart domination may be over. If he wants to reclaim his crown, he'll need to re-engage with the fans who once lined up to buy his records, not just stream his singles in the end. The real winner isn't just Selena Gomez, it's anyone who believes in the power of persistence, authenticity, and genuine connection. The next time you see a viral pile-on or a rush to judgment, remember this story. Remember that numbers don't lie, but they don't always tell the whole story either. As the music industry evolves, the artists who succeed will be those who remember why they started making music in the first place. For Selena Gomez, that reason has always been clear, and her fans have proven once again that they're with her every step of the way. Don't forget to subscribe for more exclusive entertainment industry insights and behind-the-scenes stories that reveal what's really happening. In celebrity culture, the real drama is only just beginning.